Hello everybody and welcome to the newest episode of my F1 2013 career mode. Today it's going to be the Belgian Grand Prix with practice to show you now. I came in 13th position, which is pretty good to be honest, but now let's get on with the qualifying session. And this is a Q1 session as you expect. I'm trying to get out of the bottom 6 and it's Mark Webber denying me that position so far. And after a good first sector, I'm 2/10 up. Now I head into sector 2. Can I improve again? 1 minute 8 is what I'm trying to hit here. No, sorry, I'm wrong corner. So I'm trying to hit 122, I beg your pardon. Wasn't reading the screen properly, but anyway, here we go. Into the right-hander. And it's a 122.0, I believe, so I'm 7/10 up. And now I just have to complete the bus stop chicane. And I'll be through to Q2, no problem. With 5 minutes to go, I should be okay. And here we go, 50, 51, 52, 53, so I'm into 14th. But surely there'll be some improvements. So I head into the pits as soon as I can and try to ensure my position. But with 13 seconds to go, Maldonado has failed to beat my time. And I should, by the skin of my teeth, advance to Q2. Which is all well and good, of course. Just nearly making a mistake heading into the left part of the chicane. And I crossed the line just about through. So that's all good. But Jenson Button has a 10-place grid penalty for a discrepancy in the qualifying session that was off screen. But Hamilton is ahead of Alonso and Vettel so far. So they are the pace setters. I'm bound to see more of them. But we're now at the end of this session. I'm trying to get out of 12th position, but still my minimum objective, so it would be great to make it past this section of the track heading past Eau Rouge, going absolutely hell for leather. I'm 2.5 up on Grosjean. That could be an astounding result, nearly sliding off there, but I'm into 5th gear and away I go. About 30 seconds later, I'm heading into sector 2. Hulkenberg and Grosjean, the only 2 cars ahead of me at the minute. Gutierrez behind, locking up the brakes, but powering out of the corner again. Just 1/700th of a second down. I've got to go absolutely perfect through this final section. I nearly go wide onto the Astro. Here we go, braking at the 100-meter board. Second gear, time's up. Still in second gear, can I do it? 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 6. So close. So I didn't beat Hulkenberg either, but I will gain 1 position thanks to Button, and I will have another 11th place start on the grid. So Alonso, Vettel, and Hamilton again are our top 3, but we will have 1 more session to go. And it is Vettel, Hamilton and Rosberg completing the top 3. Alonso disappointing in 4th, and his teammate Massa was 6th. And there you can see Button is down to 19th. And Grosjean is ahead of me in 9th. So this is it. The 5 lights are on and they are extinguished. We are away for the Belgian Grand Prix. Hulkenberg on my inside. Grosjean just ahead, of course. And I decided to brake a little early, looking for a gap. And I don't find one, but I have nice amount of space, and I'm up to 8th position. Alonso with a terrible start in the Ferrari. This could be a huge upset for him. And up to Eau Rouge we go. I have to keep my foot on the floor. Alonso loses momentum behind Perez, and I'm on his outside. He's not going to like it at all. Neck and neck. Perez trying to shield me. He wiggles and he gives up the outside line, but I brake. But Alonso had to brake as well. I'm up to 7th. Absolutely great stuff here on my harder compound tyres. Perez will defend this position though, but I'll try and take him on the inside here. Here we go, there we go, at 6th position. The glorious 6th position. If you haven't seen the Hungarian Grand Prix, you'll need to understand why. But if you have, then good for me. But there we go, into 6th position I go, into down 1 gear. And nearly going wide, but I'm okay. Perez has a lot of work to do if he wants his position back. Going down to 3rd gear, and I tried to go into 4th, but I would have lost too much momentum. And now down 2 gears, 3 gears, I beg your pardon. And away we go. Lap 1 is about to be complete, but Perez is not finished with me yet. He wants to give me hassle. And Alonso's there as well. Look at Fernando Alonso's proximity. I've got 2 cars right on my tail, but Perez, I decide to block him really cutting fine there. And Alonso's passed. Alonso overtakes for 7th position, so he's back in business. And I survived lap 1 in 6th position, so that is amazing stuff. And I've gone under the 2 minute, well, over the 2 minute mark, and Grosjean is starting to pull out. Haven't seen much of the Frenchman this season, but this could be his big break. In the top 5 at Belgium is always worth it. And this is a fully dry Grand Prix, no rain clouds I'm afraid, but through Eau Rouge again. Alonso has a good run on me. I've lost a lot of momentum, no DRS yet, but here comes Alonso. I block the inside. Here is the Spaniard now, who's going to brake test the other. It's Alonso. He's made it past me on the outside. Very bad driving on my part. I should have defended a lot harder, and now I've lost even more concentration. But now we advance to lap 3, which is DRS time, and it's Nico Hülkenberg behind now, so he must have overtaken Perez. And look how much momentum he gains with DRS. So I've really got my work cut out on that Kemmel straight, and it's certainly going to be a long afternoon. But now Hülkenberg wants me on the back straight before the bus stop. Wide I go. Yeah, I've lost a little bit of time as well, but Hülkenberg cannot overtake me on the outside. And we'll enter lap 4 with Grosjean starting to lose a bit of time. In fact, I've gained nearly a second or 2 on him, and we'll now head into turn 1 here. And whoa, that was close, a big wiggle, and I was thankfully able to keep it on the road, unlike when I spun at Bahrain when I clattered the pit wall. Now I head up to Eau Rouge, and Hülkenberg will come at me again, trying to use the runoff area as an apex. But here we go again. Massa has DRS on Hülkenberg as well. I'm already prepared to block the inside line, and Massa's giving it a go. And wide I go over the Rolex sponsorship, but I'm okay. I have survived that predicament, and Massa failed to overtake Nico. Now it's lap 6, and Grosjean has lost even more time. The Lotus is slowing down, and surely I'm going to get him without any hassle here. Yes, Grosjean has slowed down, and his race is surely over. I don't need DRS to overtake, and I'm into 6th position again. But Alonso is miles past, so I've got a huge opportunity to gain on this pit stop window. Now, nearly losing more control there, but Grosjean is going to be holding up the cars behind in the slower portion of the track, that's for sure, but I cannot describe what happened there. But you can see I'm now making a gap for myself, and there's not a thing Grosjean can do. So now we move on to the pit stop window. The cars on the soft tyres will pit, and I'm into 3rd position. But look out on the inside, the cars have an easier exit out of the corner, and Vettel is there. Vettel is there. Can I get through? I can. I'm using all of my allotted curves for this lap, but Vettel is still on my outside, but he gives up the line into Eau Rouge, and Vettel will get DRS into this corner because he was behind on the activation point. But look at the Mercedes behind, he could go on his inside as well. I believe that's Rosberg competing for more points, but I can't be at all sure. But there we go, that's a well taken set of corners, and here we go. Vettel is going to be after me again. I'm going wide, I've understeered onto the gravel, and now I've wasted all that good intentions, and now here comes Vettel again, but he's got more opponents behind. It could severely hamper his strategy if I'm holding him up. Rosberg in the middle there. I defend my inside fair and square. Vettel is not going to control my inside. I block him. And now the other cars have well and truly caught up. You can see Alonso was leader of that pack, and he's passed the Mercedes. The Mercedes pits, And that is even more important. And now here are the race leaders. It's Webber and Hamilton. I'm on the canvas of my tyres, but Hamilton's away. But what about Webber? Here's the Aussie now. We've meet again, and I'm using all of my curves again. I'm trying to get slipstream. He can't pull into the racing line. I'm through to second. It's a gross second place as I've got to pit, but it is second place nonetheless. So now the Red Bulls are set to tangle, and I get DRS. So huge gains for me to be made. And Hamilton is away, in fairness to him. But we'll advance just a little bit further into the lap. Webber has caught up, and now I have to defend again. There we go, getting more grass on my tyres. Webber is gonna go on the outside. Can he make it stick? He can! Just like Alonso, I've been outsmarted on the outside by hitting my brakes too early, and the Australian has a big advantage as I lock up again. But now Sebastian Vettel is going to be angry. He knows what his teammate is capable of, but he should be warned on his team radio that I have a pit stop to make, and he shouldn't make any unnecessary risks. But he is going to try something out of the last echelons, and Rosberg is through. Rosberg has caught up and has overtaken his German adversary, and now I finally make my pit stop, and I'm sure to lose some sort of time. But here is my 6th position. Jenson Button has yet to pit, but he is going to overtake me into 7th position now. But what about Massa? Will he get me as well? Let's find out. Here we go. I need a good pit stop. 1 second, 2, and 3.2. That's okay, but I've lost 2 positions, and I'm on my soft tyres, but this is not great. It's Kimi Raikkonen past. Kimi Raikkonen's going to overtake, so I have lost some positions, which is hard feelings for me. But it's Hamilton, Webber, Vettel, Rosberg, Alonso, Button, Massa, Raikkonen, myself, and Perez in the top 10. Hulkenberg, De Resta, Sutil, Ricardo, Grosjean, Verne, Gutierrez, Maldonado, Bianchi, Chilton, Van der Gaard. But out of the race is Charles Pic. I've made a big mistake in that right-hander again. You can see the evidence on my left front tyre, and I've got 2 McLarens after me, and well, this is not ideal whatsoever. Teammate battle, you don't want to ruin it for yourself or for that team. But it's Felipe Massa posting the fastest lap. Into my rich fuel mix mode. It's lap 11 now. That was my best lap of the race so far. But now heading past Eau Rouge, it's Sergio Perez on my outside. Jenson Button's going to gain on him as well. Perez is protected very nicely by his teammate, but I survived one, and I survived more humiliation by keeping 9th place. But there you go, that was tactics played to perfection by McLaren. So Perez is away, but Jenson Button, who started 19th, has done a superb job with strategy, and now he is going to be gaining more points at some stage, but I hope it's not against me. But here we go, Jenson Button on my outside, blocked, and now Sauber has caught up. I believe it's Hulkenberg, and there we go, the German flag's in force for Nico. And now another mistake in the same corner. Jenson Button shields the inside line. He had all the speed, and again I've made another critical error, and now I only have 1 more point to protect. But here we go, I try and take his inside, and I have. But Jenson Button, I've got to give him space or else I'll take him out. There you go, look at that wheel to wheel. But I've gotten a huge run, and I've survived that attack. But with my tyres about to give way, I've really got to hang on in there. And it's a Force India behind. Hulkenberg pits, so I don't have very long to survive. But here we go, I've got to get a second ahead of Button, or he will have DRS activation, and he is going to get the aforementioned device. There you go, look at that. The Mercedes power has completely trumped my Renault engine, and Jenson Button overtakes me before the pit stops. So that could be the end of my overachievement abilities. So I now have to protect my single point. Here we go though, I'm into the pits ahead of Paul Di Resta, but I've got to get ahead of Hulkenberg. I don't know where on track he is, but it's all about beating the Sauber. They go grinding the pit wall very recklessly there. I now enter the pits, and I'll skip the animation for another 3.2 second pit stop. There's Maldonado on my map, but where is my adversary Hulkenberg? There he is. He's behind Ricciardo. Hulkenberg's through, but I'm gonna get DRS straight away, and the Toro Rosso may prove to be a moving chicane just to give me my chance. Here we go. I'm switching outside to inside. DRS activated. Hulkenberg got nowhere to go, and Ricciardo's done me a big favour. I'm through both cars on the inside, and provided I passed DRS to give him an undercut, I will take 10 positions back. And here we go. I have indeed got that 10th position back, but it's going to be a duel to the death for that solitary point. Hulkenberg wants it. I wanted to prove this to Sauber that I do not want to move to them and annoy them just a little bit more. But ever the patient man, Nico will not overtake me into the bus stop. But you can see there's the Force India. But let's just confirm the top 10 for you now. It's Vettel, Webber, Hamilton, Alonso, Massa, Rosberg, Raikkonen, Perez, Button, and Harman, aka me. We have Grosjean down there, and he's only left to be overtaken by Van der Garde. But now let the duel recommence. It's Hulkenberg on the outside, and he surely got me now, but I brake just in the nick of time. Contact Ella, Schumacher and Hill in 95, but he's still there. No, he's going to go wide. The boy's going into the gravel trap, and fairly, just by the skin of my teeth, I'm again over there. The random applause there, and I have just about fairly prevented Nico Hulkenberg from overtaking. I didn't push him that far into the gravel, but he realised he would have gone in himself. But here we go again. The duel recommences. He's going to do everything he can with 5 to go. He can't do it again. So here we try once more. Look at that. He's again right on my inside, wheel to wheel. Chassis to chassis. He's through. But again, I brake just in the nick of time. And I'm through. He's running out of options. And time is not on his side because he's got the rest to concentrate on as well. This is the latest attempt. It gets even more frustrating on this Kemmel straight. I'm on my high fuel mix. I'm blocking the outside, and he's been distracted sufficiently not to go on the inside again. So 4 attempts on my position have been made, and I have survived them all. Absolutely extraordinary. But now he's lost a ton of momentum, and it's taken him until the last lap to regain it back. I need to survive this last sequence to get my World Championship point. Here we go, one more time. Hulkenberg fails to realise the inside was open, and I'm okay for the time being. Braking at the 50 metre board, or the 75 metre board, I don't know where exactly, but here we go. Just 0.08 of a second separated us at the split. Braking into the right-hander, collecting more grass, but now we advance to the end of the lap. I've survived. Hamilton wins the Grand Prix, and now I'm pretty much there. I've just got to keep it straight, and I have. Owen Harman collects 10th position, and the final point scoring reward for my efforts. There you go. I've destroyed Maldonado again, and I'm now well and truly on fire. So there we go. Hamilton wins the Belgian Grand Prix. This time he had no problems with Stewart, but it's Vettel and Webber completing a Red Bull 2nd and 3rd, with Alonso 4th, Rosberg 5th, Massa 6th, Raikkonen 7th, Perez in 8th, Button gaining 10 positions to go 9th, and unfortunate for Hulkenberg, Sutil, Di Resta, Gutierrez, Ricciardo, Verne, Maldonado, Bianchi, Grosjean and Chilton, they get nothing. Van der Garde was the second retirement of the day, and we now see Alonso has lost points to Hamilton in the championship. Vettel and Rosberg are tied on 145. Webber 5th, Raikkonen 6th. And there you go. I've gained one more point on Sutil, so I have every chance of potentially finishing 13th in the championship. But the constructors remain fairly unaltered, with Sauber and Force India our nearest competitors. So another celebration time. I have completed my objectives for the weekend, and I'm now 11 points to nil on Pastor, so that is great. But will I level up? Look at that, actually it's so close. So I need to do well at the Italian Grand Prix to get those necessary experience points. But just before we go, we'll check these emails. Nothing in terms of contracts this time, but there we go. Monza is going to be a wet Grand Prix, even though it's going to be the fastest of the lot with 250k top speed and a 5.8 kilometer map. So now I can choose a championship rival, so I have to consider that one very carefully if I'm going to succeed in that challenge. I'm beating Maldonado quite comfortably with 8 race wins to 3 over him, and you can see how well Vettel did compared to me. I did a 150, which wasn't bad. But now let's move on to the Italian Grand Prix. But after that, the European Tour ends, and we go to probably the most difficult track of the lot in Singapore. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll speak to you again as soon as I can. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.